Welcome, everybody, to another Shenandoah University broadcast. I am Ben, joined by Molly. We have a banger on our hands today. We have the NECC playoffs, Division 4 Northeast kind of sector of the bracket here for semifinals. What are we feeling, Molly?
This is a big deal for the Shenandoah Rocket League team. And I noticed I said Rocket League, not Varsity, not Academy, because our NECC roster combines all 6 players within that lineup, depending on who is available for that specific day. But today's going to be a little bit interesting because we will have Nate coming back in to join this roster, eliminate alongside Mango and Kiazi for the day today. When typically it's been Terry, it's been Pagani who's been there. So these 3 players, it's not like they don't have the synergy with each other. They've been playing with each other for however many semesters, 3 now, something like that, and are making it to the semifinals. Already a big achievement for the squad. Yeah,
I mean, with Nate coming back in, we expect that synergy, that pass play potential to take a massive step up, right? We've seen a lot of that between Alim and Mango here. Kiazi as well doing a great job at facilitating some of those passing plays between the team here. But yeah, that was something I was going to touch on, right? Pagani was in last week. Looked very, very good, helping bring this roster to a win last Thursday. So let's see if the swap up here with Nate coming back in is going to mean the same or if it's going to be a little bit different. We're just going to have to wait and see.
And it was a 3-1 technical upset, if you want to go that way. We were the 5th seed coming in. We beat the 4th seed. Like, hey, pretty cool. Let's see that we can do that again today. I mean, technically it's not an upset, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. So we actually, it sounds like we do have a special treat for everybody back here. If I'm seeing the preview correctly, that means we actually have a pre-game interview set up with one of our varsity players. Let's send it over to Chris and Kiazi.
Thank you, Molly. I'm joined by Kiazi here in our back room, and I just want to ask you a couple questions before we get into the action today. We're coming off a big, exciting win last week against University of Ottawa. What was that like, having the audience in the arena and really feeling the energy in that moment?
Oh, it was ecstatic, Chris. Just had to pull through that win, and it was great. It was really like upped our spirits coming into the semifinal because we did win 3-1, and yeah, we're ready to get into this game.
For sure, yeah. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is your guys' first best of 7 series instead of a best of 5. Does anything change mentally when preparing for a series like this, or even playing in it in the moment?
For the best of 7, it is more games, so it is more difficult, but I think we're going to be strategic with it, with our timeouts, and how we're playing overall. But it's just another game we got to win.
Okay, and back to sort of the matchup we have today. This is a big one, and I'm curious, just how do you guys feel about the team that you're up against? I mean, this is a strong opponent. They are coming off a win off of a team that beat us, so how are you guys feeling coming into today?
Try not to think about it too much. We're just going to try to go out there, have fun, try our best, and yeah.
Yeah, is there anything that you guys took away from last week that we can expect to see today?
Just about our rotations, just more defensively. We just want to get that more solid. Less goals scored on us means more goals we score against them, So we just gotta try our hardest, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, makes sense to me. And I've just got one more question before I let you go get ready, start warming up for this matchup. What would it mean for you guys to make grand finals in these playoffs? You guys are 1 series away. I don't want to make you get in your head too much, but what would that mean to you and the team to make grand finals in these Northeast playoffs?
Well, Chris, we've been working hard the whole season, and it will just be a great accomplishment for our Rocket League team as a whole in general, for everybody.
For sure. Well, thank you so much, Kiazi. Good luck to you. That will do it for me back here, so I'm going to send it back to Molly and Ben on the desk. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Chris and Kiazi. Great to hear from players before their matchup. See kind of what they're thinking, what their mindset is going into some of these matches. So great interview from Chris. Thank you so much. And now it's back to us, right? We got to see where we go from here, right? I know Kiazi's going to go back to his setup.
Yep.
Get all organized and back into the mindset to lock in and play some Rocket League. But yeah, so we'll be hopping into games here shortly. But I mean, hey, this is going to be a good one.
It certainly will be. Maybe the heads of Kiazi. Like, the interview was the hard part. Playing the game, oh, that's nothing. So, hey, you know what? He was nervous going into that, but he did great, you know? Rocked the interview, and I love that. And he gave us a good bit of information just about the team. And you can say that Shenandoah, we're going into this a little blind just because we're not entirely sure what to be expecting from the University of Montreal, because let's go take a peek at this bracket. There's something that's very interesting about this here is Montreal is actually the 8th seed in our bracket. They upset the Fanshawe Fuel, that #1 seed, a team that actually 3-0'd Shenandoah earlier on in the season to get to the semifinals and have made it in the top 50 collegiate rankings within North America. This can be a very scary team to go up against on paper.
Yeah, I mean, Montreal is definitely just a sleeping giant right now, it seems, right? They come out, beat Fanshawe Fuel in 5 games. It wasn't a clean 3-0, 3-1 like that. It was a full 5-game set between these two teams. So it'll be very interesting to see how Shenandoah square up against this team. Ottawa, I believe, was the 4 seed going into our matchup, so we were the 5 seed. A little bit of upset, but still pretty much the same when it comes to the standings of things. So this is going to be a big test, right? Because sometimes seeding doesn't mean a whole lot when you go into the games. Like, you can have a number 8 next to your name, but man, you could be playing like the number 1, and they did last week.
I mean, technically, Ben, both these teams are 4-3. Just saying, not including the playoff wins, of course, but on paper, you're at an even level, right? We don't know too much about the other team. I think their ranks we were talking about earlier are close, at least in terms of individual players. So that definitely makes it a winnable standpoint. But that really means that this team play is going to have a lot more definition on the overall outcome of this series. And as we look at the standings here, the 4 wins that Shenandoah managed to get were because of that really strong team play. But for the most part of it, they did have Pagani in that lineup. Well, I don't think it's not going to be a problem having Nate here, but it will be a bit of a different style of team play. We've found a lot of connections between Pagani and Mango in the past. Now it's how can you get Alim back to work on more of his offense that we've seen him take over most of the season. Yeah,
Alim has been looking good, very, very good on the offensive side of the ball, right? Kiazi is always that tried and true defense middle of the field kind of player, and strikes every now and then when he sees that opening. Has done a very good job at not overcommitting, not going too hard on some of these offensive plays, playing it safe, playing it conservative, and then when those do arise, striking and striking true. But it's all up to Mango in a lot of these scenarios we've seen on the offensive side, right? Very mechanically talented player when it comes to those aerial dribbles, and really just movement as a whole is just very, very good. So if they can feed the ball into Mango that they've tried to do with this roster in the past and have found success on it, I think we're going to be in for a high-scoring night. But maybe there's a game plan switch here. Maybe we're looking more in that Alim, trying to showcase him on that offensive side coming in for Pagani.
That's kind of all the mystery of today. Like, you never want to give away your strats before the game actually starts. And Kiazi, he was pretty tight-lipped about it. You know, he isn't going to give any of the Shenandoah secret away, and I don't blame him. I mean, as a caster, I'd love to know this, but I can understand not wanting this accidentally to get out to the other team. You know, that's totally fair. We just can go off what we've seen these players do and accomplish in the past. And for the most part, Mango has almost been just kind of catered to be this kind of rock and that can just emerge at any point as this shining diamond whenever it's needed. If this team falls back on a rough place, he's usually the one to just single-handedly drag them out of whatever hole that they end up in. And if that kind of performance needs to happen, I think Mango is going to be the one to deliver. Granted, you never want to find yourself in that situation in the first place. The Hornets have shown that they have been adapting well to teams after the first couple of games or so, which allows them to make these series longer.
Yeah, and I believe we're going to be going to hopefully some face cams here shortly, but the energy's high, right? They are having fun. I mean, Kiazi is definitely the guy that if we can get his face cam at least, it's going to be usually a joy.
It
right?
is.
Sometimes he sits there still, but oftentimes he is dancing in his seat, having fun, making faces at the camera as well. So we'll see if we get to see some of that. But yeah, this team is very high energy, high hopes, right? They have a lot of fun playing together. All 4 of these Pagani being tossed in there as well. They just have fun. And that sometimes is the difference between winning or losing, right? If you're here having fun, having a good time, I mean,
Okay.
That is good to see as we hop right into game number 1 here. Montreal, we see a 1 on the scoreboard already. It's a kickoff goal in favor of Montreal.
Actually,
here, I
switch
believe.
that around. The scoreboards are opposite. It was
Never
the
mind.
Hornets instead who struck first there. So we are getting those switched back over for you guys. There we go. Apologies. We were thrown in just a little bit suddenly there, but should be smooth sailing from here on out. I mean, we wouldn't even get to see the magic, but clearly the Hornets are starting themselves off on a good note.
Yeah, Fabio now getting that 50-50 in favor, but again, Lim on that defensive side, finding that clear. Fredstone now, along with Fabio, getting those touches to try to even things up. I think we're having some technical difficulties here, at least on our screen here. We will go back into it. Still a 1-0 game. We didn't miss any action just yet, as Fabio is now looking to the skies to try to make something happen.
Ooh, double tap off the pinch! Wonderful placement from Fabio, and I mean, technically, yeah, we are the Hornets broadcast, but come on, Ben, that was clean.
Yeah, that looked good. That looked real nice. A 1-1 scoreline now in the first minute. Fabio making the double tap look like child's play here, as now the kickoff going fairly even here. Mango able to find that demo. Fabio getting aggressive as well, but won't be able to find the angle. A few demos here in favor of SU could spell disaster for Montreal, but unable to capitalize on it is the Hornets, as that tap in front of the net. The follow-up, Fredstone able to find that one. 2-1 Montreal.
And that was a rough read from the Hornets here. Fabio had a great bounce off the bottom side. Kiazi tried to get in his face, but didn't even see that Fredstone was coming in for the kill. It kind of jumped the gun on that tap a little bit, and that's kind of the small difference we're going to see from these teams. It's been 3 points on the board already, Ben, and we're barely a minute in.
Yeah, we're playing some fast Rocket League here today. 2-1 the score, clear in favor of Montreal, but Kiazi, no problem meeting that one up in the air. But off of that kickoff, they're struggling to get a lot of that offensive pressure back in their favor. The Hornets trying to make something happen here. Kiazi trying to find an angle for a waterfall shot, but the demo coming through instead from Montreal, able to transition that now into some offensive power of their own. The cross, but Elim in position to find the clear.
I don't think there's anything wrong with playing slow at this point of the game. Reminder, this is a best-of-7 and will be a lot longer than our normal sort of best-of-5 series that we get. It's going to test the endurance of these players, and for now, it's about kind of getting that read. So Montreal, thus far, have at least had that better ball control, finding each other on the field, and we mentioned at the start of this that whoever's going to have that stronger team play will come on up. The Mango centered ball. Kiazi didn't quite have the angle there, and we'll have to just let Mango go back for the retreat.
Yeah, the reset coming through. Mango recognizing that can't do a whole lot with that one. Kiazi trying to do their best to make it to that ball in time, but now the taps off of the wall there. Kiazi does not overcommit, does not overextend, able to meet that one halfway. Now it's a limb. Everyone on the side of SU getting their turn with the ball here on the offensive side, but not able to find any ground in their favor just yet.
Yeah, no, we're no longer in this, we must score a goal now, kind of rush that first couple seconds of the game. We've kind of evened out the pace. No one's taking too large of a risk, because 1 goal is nothing to be scoffing at, especially since it is not an insurance point yet. Fabio squealing that off the hood of a limb, bit of a misread of a Kiazi, thankfully. Everything for the Hornets is okay for now. Mango, I was trying to get his center going. He's going to have to carry it all by himself to Fredstone. A limb trying to get the bump on the defender. Wonderful play from a limb to help support Mango.
I mean, yeah, Mango in the air here goes above Fredstone, but yeah, look at that bump. I mean, Mango as well in position to catch that one off of the car of the Montreal player, finding that corner tied up to a piece with 1:50 to go here in game number 1.
I know that they're playing all next to each other, but I saw Lemonade's cam. Like, is he okay?
Darkness.
He's just like, darkness is me. I'm like, what the heck? That's funny. And hey, clearly he can see on the field perfectly fine. That hasn't been a problem. Dangerous little bounce off the crossbar there, thankfully. It's all A-okay for the time being. Kiazi, though, pass up to a limb, a little bit overshot, so Fredstone will be on the recover. University of Montreal clearly want to start getting their lead back.
Fredstone now making the approach. A limb with a great save as well. Mango finding that one with the follow-up. But yeah, that was some good flip reset mechanics there coming in from Fredstone, but just not able to find that one. Great defense coming through from the Hornets, but the attack from Montreal is not over yet. SU struggling to find a clear.
Eventually, Kiazi to help break through, and Fabio's had great coverage. University of Montreal had solid offensive rotations as having this 1v3 standpoint, but the Hornets have held rather firm so far. It's taken some pretty decent-sized heroics out of the University of Montreal to actually break through this goal line defense. Lim just kind of banged it down the center of the field, hoping Fabio wasn't ready, but they're certainly here to play. Fortunately, didn't have the full coverage nor the team prepared to follow that ball in.
30 seconds left here in game number 1, tied at 2. Elim trying to make something happen, but Flew able to get back in time to find that save. Mango with a cross, just barely off of that corner. Kiazi was almost able to find a game-winning goal there, but instead the defense holds strong. 10, 9, 8 seconds left remaining in game number 1. Will we go to our first overtime?
Well, it looks like it's going to get launched pretty low to the ground. So, yes, Ben, we are headed to OT, and it's only game 1. We knew that there wouldn't be much of a gap between these two teams, but surely it doesn't end this quickly. We didn't get to see the kickoff goal last time, so Shenandoah had to give us one here.
Yeah, I mean, Flew, just making contact, but not enough to really dislodge that ball from midfield. Kiazi able to follow up on that one, bury that one. 3-second overtime here goes the way of Shenandoah.
Yeah, gotta turn off the brightness on Nate's cam. This poor guy.
Wait, this is awesome.
This is
I'm
great.
here for it, actually.
I think this showcases the team dynamic of, like, the hype days, like, kind of the hype. I feel like Megan was stressing out. There's our goofball right there.
My God.
Where is this shy, timid person we saw in the interview? Completely gone. Griffin's totally sick of it. Mango's like, why is this guy on my team? But you should be happy with him. He's the one that got that kickoff goal for you in the first place. I can't tell what he's thinking or seeing. It's part of the strat.
I think all he thinks is darkness right now.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, all his mind is cloud is like, I am here for blood, demos. That's all he's thinking right now. But hey, a great first game coming through from the Hornets. Looked a little bit shaky there towards kind of that mid-game, kind of around that 3-minute mark, down 2-1, but able to regroup, engage in that offensive side and come up with a very, very close game 1 victory here for the Hornets.
Yeah, we definitely saw a difference between the first and second half of that game, where Shenandoah started to find each other on the field. I think it was just more of a, we got to get our feet wet, figure out what this team's kind of drive is. And Montreal are also one that likes to go for these passing plays, but they do it slowly enough where the Hornets have room that they can intercept it. We're not seeing this super high-paced game yet so far, which is great. Both teams can get a read on each other, and they're less likely to make massive errors. Surely it doesn't happen a third time. A third time. No. Okay. Well, okay.
Cool. Well, that is another kickoff here, instead going to, I believe that was who scored that?
Mango.
Was that Mango? Yeah, that was Mango off of that kickoff there. So, hey, the last 6 seconds of gameplay have found goals. So, I mean, we're having a lot of action here thus far in game 1 and the start of game 2 here. Again, now Mango finding themselves on the offensive side of things, but Fabio doing a great job meeting that one in the air, taking that one out of the corner for Montreal.
Yeah, when you get kickoff goals like that, it's more of like a, hey, cool, we'll take it. But on the enemy team, we're like, well, that's unfortunate. You kind of got to get a recovery. And Montreal was able to find a way to get themselves back in this series last time this happened. But we can already tell that the Hornets have had much better presence in this blue part of the pitch compared to last time. You can tell that their confidence has gone up after winning in that OT. Of course, the overtime goal will help. And what a little feed! Kiazi handling that right to Mango.
Yeah, Kiazi just... that was a handoff. That wasn't even a pass. That was a full ground attack. Mango sitting perfectly in front of the net, meeting that one. 2-0 now in the first 45 seconds for Shenandoah in game number 2. The kickoff in favor of Montreal. Can they capitalize? Ooh. No, they cannot. Off of the post. Just barely going wide on that shot.
I mean, Fred Stone's probably going to be kicking themselves for that one. That one was right there for the taking, but Montreal, they got to keep rolling with it. The Hornets had some great setups to each other so far, and it's going to start with actually a Lim. We've talked about him playing more on the offensive front lately. He's been all defense today, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think where he's found a lot more comfort playing in that back-faced role instead of being in this major part of the spotlight, and it's worked out really well for the Hornets.
Yeah, Lim's a very good player on both sides of the ball, but I have seen him excel the most in this defensive side of the field. Great positioning on a lot of these saves, has very great clear setting up Kiazi to passes to Mango, and reverse that, Mango passes to Kiazi as well, doing a great job at being patient, waiting for the time to strike for the Hornets. Elim,
nice.
Mango able to find that clear there. Elim a little low on the boost, but able to get that full boost in the corner. But Kiazi, the rotations coming through from these three players are coming up huge right now on this defensive side.
And they said specifically, the one tidbit that Kiazi gave us was we're really focusing on this defensive rotations for instances just like that. We can see that the hard work has been paying off and keeping Montreal at bay. They can't go for these big old fat lashy flip resets anymore. And in fact, they might need to do that just to kind of break through, because these passing plays have been very well read. It's a difficult thing to do. Rocket League is a lot of game of kind of acting preemptively. You don't want to give your opponent the room to go forward, but you also need to be in position for plays like that.
Almost able to stop that one at the post was Mango and Kiazi, but unable to do so. Montreal escaping just barely from that offensive attack, but now we see Mango trying to find that touch. Kiazi just barely
Triple
under the
commit.
ball. Elim, though, coming through offensively, won't be able to find that one. Like you said, the triple commit coming through, but does not strike true for SU.
And that was a risky game that SU was trying to play there, and neither the risk nor the reward ended up paying off. They do find themselves back, at least on the offense. Flu attempting to get Montreal on the board in game number 2. A nice pick off the ceiling, but the raid is just a little bit short. Fabio now setting up for Fredstone. Triple commit out of Montreal, but they can't get the shots on target. Kiazi free to clear.
Just barely off of those crossbars, and all three of those shots. Elim now getting aggressive offensively, trying to play this bounce off of Fabio. But Fabio doing a great job at making their way through the corner. Meets Kiazi, pinching it to the other side of the pitch. But still, I mean, Shenandoah are all offensive here in game number 2. They have had a few instances of having to play very strong defense, but thus far, I mean, SU is in full control here as we approach a minute left in game number 2.
Calm, cool, and collected is how I would describe the pace of this game, and specifically of the Hornets. And Montreal, while they're not exactly getting stuffed at every angle, you can definitely tell there's at least some sort of panic that's going on. Wonderful backboard play out of Fred Stone. Keep the play alive, and Montreal has really had to step up on that defensive front with how far forwards the Hornets have been willing to commit so far. So those few offensive opportunities that do happen are all the more important. That whip from Kiazi, Fred Stone saw an opportunity. There's Elim who got there first.
30 seconds left here in game number 2. Flu trying to find this cross, but unable to find anything with it. Elim now in midfield. 0 boost to their name. Has to go back onto this reserve defensive side, but Kiazi getting demoed. Maybe this is Montreal momentum, but with 15 seconds left and Elim stealing that one in the air, and Mango following up. 3-0 now, 15 seconds to go in game number 2. SU in strong control of the series.
Elim just yoinked that right out from under Fabio there. Bounced off the backboard. Mango on the read. This is where 3 semesters of playing on the same team can come in handy. You can get reads like that and really not even have to say a word. Identify the play before it happens. 5 seconds remaining, and Shenandoah are looking to climb, to go up to a game number 2 and add a final second goal on top of it just to boost the stats.
Yeah, get Elim in there. Get Elim nice and active on this offensive side, right? That's the first goal for Elim of the series thus far. And game 2 done and dusted. There was a second on the timer here, but once that one hits 0, this one is all done and dusted. There we go. Shenandoah 4-0 win in game number 2. 2-0 lead on the series.
Yeah, this is a Hornets team that they came here just to play. They played. This is another game of Rocket League.
Yeah.
Like, they're not treating this like it's a semifinal. If you do things like that, you make this game bigger than it is in your head. You see, oh my gosh, this team's ranked top 50. You're going to psych yourself out. You're going to lose the game before you even start playing it. And the Hornets have been doing great from a mental standpoint. Like, we've seen so many game 2s where this team, they just look done. Like, they want to get out of here and it's over with. But I'm seeing some goofy faces. Okay, he's a little serious. But Griffin,
he's serious this time.
He
Yeah,
is
this never
serious
happens.
this time. You know, he just had to say that. And he had to prove us wrong.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Griff was the one having a little bit of fun with the camera. Was that Nate as well in the dark shadow that
he did something.
is?
I couldn't see it.
I don't know what he's.
But
yeah, no one can see it. No one can see Elim right now. I
you
mean,
should fix that.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe this is part of the
fun,
atmosphere,
honestly.
right? I kind of like it.
We should have him wear a Batman costume next time.
I was thinking that, like some kind of like
I feel like
Batman.
he could rock it, honestly.
I think yeah.
No?
I think it looked pretty cool in a Batman costume.
Looks
yeah.
behind
Oh yeah,
the
I
check.
fully just looked behind myself.
It's like, wait, what does he look like again?
Yeah, but yeah. I think it'll work out. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh. Both of these games, what they've had in common is that the Hornets start off on the right foot. They've gotten a kickoff goal. Both games did it in overtime somehow. Like, this has got to be some sort of record. Like, this is not normal behavior. We're heading into game 3. Did we get a fourth one? No.
Oh, almost. It had potential. It had potential, but unable to find. It was scooted off from that middle kind of like pedestal that it starts on. So, but the clear, however, is on target. Fredstone able to redirect that one to the far corner, but still, I mean, SU on this offensive side have just been looking great right now, right? Elim tossing that one up. Kiazi with the follow-up, unable to find it. Down low goes Mango, but unable to squeak it past the defenders of Montreal.
Look how much faster this ball is moving already in this game. I mean, I as much as I hate to say it, we've been moving a bit of a snooze in place over here. Let's speed it up a bit, and that's what Game 3 has delivered for us, at least in the first 45 seconds or so. And that means that while you can catch your opponent off guard more, you also can leave yourselves vulnerable to making errors in yourself. Mango finds himself faced with 2 defenders, caught the ball in traffic in the goal. It's now Kiazi in that far corner, looking for something, but got bumped out of the way.
Kiazi unable to find that cross that they were looking for. Mango as well in the air. The ball goes over Elim's head, but unable to get back is Kiazi. Yeah, I mean, a clear on target, just barely going over that midfield defender's head. That's a goal on the board for Montreal.
Yeah, the first time that they're in the lead, and this faster pace has already benefited them. What did I literally just say? If this goes fast enough, then your time is to get a little bit wonky. We almost saw another kickoff goal, which would have been fun, sure. The demolition did put an end to any hopes of that, though. Flew. Kind of lower carry in the bottom field. Demolition on Elam. That's a second. He just respawned, by the way. He's just not allowed to play the game of Rocket League.
Mango now trying to find that angle. Elim getting aggressive, but unable to get there in time. Fredstone able to find that save. Mango pushing it over to the corner, possibly looking for some kind of aerial attack, but instead Montreal doing a great job at receiving that one in the air, winning out on that 50-50. But now we have to see Shenandoah's defense prevail here, right? Because Montreal has been in full control offensively thus far in game number 3.
Montreal been looking a ton better in terms of offense and had a couple centered balls where for Hornets, the majority of their aggressive play has been coming from Mango. And really only Mango. We're not seeing these passing plays or rather the double commits as much. And I think that one goal that kind of just bounced over their heads, it got to them a little bit. It dampened the confidence enough that you don't want to take these big risks. You're already down in the game. And so far, whoever has managed to score that first point has won.
Yeah, Shenandoah trying to get on the board here in game number 3. Elim able to make it there in time. Fredstone with that shot on goal, but still Montreal, the offensive power right now coming out to play off the crossbar goes Flew. Mango able to find that clear, no boost to catch up with this one, trying to find a cross, but the 50-50 instead being transitioned into an offensive attack for Montreal.
Montreal have had so many shots this time. Not many of them are on target. That one was, and the follow-up from Flew is even better. I was just about to say, they've had crazy shots come in, but they're just slightly off. And now you 2 beamers back-to-back to get themselves second.
Yeah, 2-0 now, 2:07 to go here in game number 3. Still plenty of time for SU to try to tie this one up. Let's see where the kickoff goes. We see our team locked in thus far in our little preview here. Eliminate absolutely dialed right now into this game number 3, as you should be. I mean, you're down 2-0. You need to try to make something happen offensively, and maybe that comes off of the back of a really good clear and a corner from Elim.
Mango now, another center delivered first class to Kiazi. I mean, how many times can this is just nuts. I hope somebody clips this because that is a great read off the corner. Kiazi gets it past not one, but two defenders on the read. What a way for the Hornets to make sure they make a mark on this board.
Now the cushion is gone. Montreal is only up 1 goal here. SU made that play happen out of that corner. Let's see if they can do it again. Kiazi playing slow. Mango finding the demo onto Fredstone as well, but it's answered back with, Mango unable to get up in time. Fabio finding that corner, finding that goal, and reclaiming that 2-goal lead for Montreal.
Oh, that was a perfect spot to hit the ball. Like, it almost looked like that it hit above the crossbar, but it tipped down a little bit. I don't think it quite connected with Mango per se, but the angling on that, I was frame perfect. Fabio is even setting up for another one off the backboard to Flew. I mean, Montreal, that's 2 within the span of 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Fabio tossing that one up off of that backboard and then Flew with the follow-up. I mean, just perfect play coming through there from Montreal. They have the space, they have the angles, and they capitalized on it perfectly, right? Now they find themselves with a 3-goal lead with 1:20 left to go here in game number 3. SU, if they want to come back in this one, it's going to have to happen now, right? They have to find this goal to bring it within 2 before that 1-minute timer hits.
Oh, but I mean, having so many players commit for the ball like that, I think that what the Hornets need right now, you got to slow down. Take a deep breath here and chill. While this game isn't looking to be in the greatest standpoint, you can tell that having that many goals scored back-to-back in that fashion has left them a little bit rattled. We're not hearing them as much behind us because Montreal has really stepped it up in game number 2. Have had some wonderful connections on the team. The demo on the goal line from Fabio is just another example of it.
Yeah, I mean, Montreal is just pedal to the metal right now on this offensive side. Fabio reading that corner to perfection yet again. 5-1 now, the scoreline for Montreal. But you have to remember, this is a best-of-7 series, right? This is game number 3. Shenandoah took those first 3 games. So if you drop this one, it might not be a bad thing, right? You find yourselves in a 2-1 series once this one hits triple zeros. I mean, maybe I'm speaking too soon, but with 25 seconds left and down 4, it's unlikely that they're able to find that one. Almost finding that double tap is Fabio, but unable to do so. I mean, SU, brush this one off, right? You're up 2-1 on the series, so sometimes it happens.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just got to go ahead and take it on the chin. University of Montreal, they're no slouches. They took out the 1 seed. They're ranked top 50 in NA, and those titles don't come without reason. We just got a glimpse of what this Canadian team is able to accomplish. And if this is how this series is going to go, Ben, things are about to get a lot closer.
Yeah, I mean, a very one-sided affair here in game number 3. 5-1 the scoreline for game number 3. SU, the defense, unable to get back together, right? After Elim missed that shot, or missed that touch in midfield, it didn't seem like they could really get their heads back to center, right? They couldn't stabilize that defensive side again. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see where it goes from here. But hey, you're still up 2-1 on the series.
You know what I think it is? He's not in his dark corner anymore. You gotta put him back in the darkness.
Where's Darkness Nate?
I know. We gotta get Darkness Nate where we can't see anything. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're back.
Nope, we're so back. This is actually so winnable.
You know, like Samus is like regular Samus and there's Dark Samus. And then we have Elim and then we have Dark.
You're talking to somebody who's touched Smash once in their life.
I guess that's fair. Yeah. Well, there's a Dark Samus and just like a darker suit. And it's pretty much the exact same person. It is the exact same person. So maybe this is.
But they're 2 different characters.
Yeah, they're 2 different playable characters.
Okay, so we need Dark Nate.
Yeah, we need Dark Nate.
Okay.
So I think this is what we just got. So we got back to that player cam. So maybe this game 4 is. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen here in game 4 with Dark Nate here back on board.
No. What you just did, that's what all of our players need to do. They need to go, woo! Next game. You know, shake it off. I mean, Montreal have shown that if this pace can go higher, they can get a much better grasp on it. I think the Hornets also did find themselves tripping over their own feet a tad when it came to those defensive rotations, which were very strong in games 1 and 2. Things that you can iron out. We saw you do it before. It's not like you just can't do it again. So we'll see what is able to happen here in game number 4.
We see Elim now a lot on this offensive side of things. I wonder if this is a game plan that Shenandoah wanted to switch up after game 1 and game number 2 is to find Kiazi back on this defensive side as a shot on goal coming through from Flu there. It does go off of that post, so aren't able to find anything with that one. A shot on goal from Mango from half field, looking good. But yeah, so SU kind of switching up some of the roles here between Alim and Kiazi.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you lose 5-1, you know what you just did doesn't work, so you better figure out what's a good way to fix it. And for most of the season, it has been Alim on more of the supporting role for Mango, but actually more of an offensive feed on that side. Mango was looking for a center, couldn't quite find it. Montreal are getting a lot more proactive with their play. They're no longer just sitting on this goal, and instead are taking these 50s better before the Hornets can actually find each other on this offensive side, which has really helped Montreal's defense step up.
Yeah, Mango doing a great job on this defensive side as well, finding a lot of these touches. Fabio, a pinch over to the far corner. A potential backboard angle, but Mango patient at the goal line, waiting for that ball just to land right in his lap and find that save. But Montreal, again, you can see the offensive looks starting to come together for their offense.
Yeah, position is more evenly balanced in this game than it was before. I saw you get a little bit close. You're like, wait a minute. Where's that ball? No, it's fine. Just the angle is a little bit weird, though. So, yeah, still 0-0 for the first 2 minutes. The longest it's been without a goal being scored. And these teams have played each other long enough, they can get a read on what's happening. Now it's up to who can make those changes or just stellar plays like that. Like, you can't even say anything bad about what Montreal just did. It was a perfect setup.
Yeah, Fabio able to carry that one out of the corner. Alim trying his best to get there in time, but just unable to do so. Montreal again first on the board here in game number 4, but it wasn't as fast as we've seen in the past, right? That was a long little drought of scoring for this series, or at least how the series has been going thus far. Mango getting demoed as well. Kiazi, a set to Alim across. Oh my goodness. Kiazi almost finds that shot, but great defense nonetheless coming through from Montreal.
Now Montreal are keeping up with this pace that they've been going with so far. And the Hornets are almost having to revert to their old roots of being a very defensively focused team. And we're starting to see them crumble where Montreal have these elongated times of overall ball possession. You got to catch them off guard quickly. And that is a wonderful bank downfield. Mango zipped around the side to catch it.
Yeah, I mean, Alim with the clear, and look at how fast Mango is going. Read that all the way from the clear. Able to tie this one up 1 apiece here. 2:17 to go. Now we go back to the dreaded kickoff. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
This is so dry. For the first time, we actually do find ourselves holding our breath a bit. It's like, oh, it's just another kickoff. We could be da-da-da-da-da. And we might have a goal scored again. We've only had 3 so far, but we're going to go ahead and get another one on the board. The second from Montreal in this game. Not quite the kickoff one that we were expecting, but close enough after it.
Yeah, Flu just has that angle. Kiazi was sitting at that near post thinking that they might go low, but instead they go high to that back post and just able to find a beautiful angle. Montreal not tied up for long, right? Able to get back that lead. Mind you, it is only a 1-score lead here, 2-1, 2 minutes to go here. Still plenty of time for SU. Mango trying to follow up, unable to find the angle.
Instead be Montreal, though. Bit of a pickup. Flu wanted to play off his own tap, but went a little bit too far than what they were expecting. We'll end up losing control to Kiazi at the end of the day. Going over to Mango, guaranteeing a bank downfield. Who was the coverage? Mango actually had enough boost left over to get another touch in, but the follow-up from Alim isn't exactly the great hit that Shenandoah was looking for it to be.
Yeah, Kiazi getting demoed as well means that all the members of SU have to retreat onto that defensive side. Now Mango in the air, flip reset. Will he find it? Yes, he will. We can hear the elation behind us. Mango, man, he just popped off.
That's all I heard. He just said that himself, by the way. That was Mango saying nice to his own shot. I mean, it was Birdie, don't get us wrong, but hey, you gotta be your biggest hype man. Half the battle is having confidence in yourself. We talked about how mentality is so important to a game like Rocket League, and it's gonna even more so with only 60 seconds remaining on this clock, Ben.
60 seconds left, like you say. Flu now with the demo onto Mango, trying to make something happen, but unable to do so. Redstone going back for this reset. Alim, Fabio goes down. The shot from downtown from Mango won't be able to connect with anything or anyone just yet. Elim now back on this defensive side, goes up, finds that touch. Playing a little bit slow here, 40 seconds left to go. A clear now in favor of SU, so let's see if they can make anything happen with it.
But they don't have Kiazi was the problem. He was still responding on the backside, and he's typically the one that will kind of chase down Mango and wait for him to get a little bit of a hit set up in the front. So instead it'll be on Mango, but that's a rare whiff to see from him, leaving a limb on the coverage. Kiazi has to commit to keep this form of offense alive. The Hornets don't want to take this to another overtime, but neither does Montreal. Fredstone trying to kill some of this bounce momentum, going for another shot off the backboard. It's worked every time for Montreal so far. Mango was not in the perfect position to prevent any follow-up. 4 seconds now. The ball needs to stay off the ground, but it's going to touch right here, and we're going to our second overtime.
All right, the last time we got an overtime, it was 3 seconds long. Let's see if it is. It will not be 3 seconds long. What? It's okay. We're all right. Don't worry about it. A shot on goal from Kiazi. Fredstone able to find that save, but now Mango in the air almost finds that goal. A beautiful shot, but the defense holding strong from Montreal. 20 seconds into this overtime. It won't be a 3-second overtime like we saw earlier, but now Montreal offensively, can they make something happen? They have the looks, but Elim able to find the touch, the clear. Fredstone meaning that one a bump from Kiazi, however, will send that one over to the corner.
Oh, Fabio bounce off the top. A little bit of a tip from Kiazi. Elim wants to break past this midfield. That's actually a wonderful flick up out of Flu. There's no way for any Shenandoah player to match it. Followed by winning the 50. Montreal are in a good position. If it wasn't for Kiazi to get the bump out of the way, an opportunity missed. Oh, no, but it's pinched. Fabio brought it straight back from the corner when it looked like the play was over. He just used Kiazi's own car, or Elim's own car, against him.
Yeah, Elim trying to get behind that one, trying to beat that one to the post, but just barely unable to do so. Now, the series, we're all tied up at 2 apiece, right? Back and forth. 2 games to 2 games. I mean, who knows where this one goes at this point? I mean, the gameplay right now is just so close.
It is, and I think that we've seen 3 games so far that were pretty relatively one-sided. Game 1 was pretty close, I mean, you gotta say. But when we looked back at how a lot of these ended up going, is I think Montreal has actually gotten themselves a lot more comfortable on this offensive side of things. They're actually able to play with one another and find those connections on the field, whereas we didn't get to see that much in Game 1 or Game 2, and a lot of that has been forcing this play to go faster, and it puts a lot of strain on this defensive rotations from the Hornets.
Yeah, it's been a much faster game, right? Montreal has definitely sped up that offensive side of things, and they can see the payoff, right? 4 goals last game, 5 goals in this game. Or I think it was 3 goals in the most recent goals. 5 total. I don't know. They scored a lot. All right, there's been a lot of scoring on both sides of the ball, but yeah, Montreal has really started to come alive in this offensive pass play kind of approach, right? Fabio has been able to find Fredstone and Flu quite a lot, right? With a lot of shots on to the goal. Yeah. Shenandoah, however, has struggled to really reignite that offensive side of things. Yeah.
If you want to be a little superstitious, any team who scored first, I'm just saying, they're winning the game. We like our patterns over here, and we've been sticking with one of them, at least so far. We could break that here. I mean, probably because we said it, we're just gonna, why not?
Curse it.
Let's
just write it off now.
Fun narrative points, and then. Yeah, they disregard it, but that's still kind of fun.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I agree. Whoever scores this goal, if they don't win, it's over. Like, I don't even know. I think the analysis just goes out the window. If the first goal does not win this next game, I think we just sit here and we just watch. We can be silent the rest of the cast if we really have to be. Yeah.
I do think this is the time, though, for the Hornets to take a timeout, which, assuming, because we looked at the lobby, and they're like, oh, we're not going to go in the lobby, and we kind of got it teased back here. We're taking a timeout. And Kiazi did say that these were strategically timed, and you lost the last 2 in a row, granted, it was very close, but you're missing something. You're just missing a small piece to kind of get yourselves back in the process. And when we saw the Hornets succeed, it's when we saw mainly Mango's the instigator for everything. He can get these setups, but he has to make sure that Elim and Kiazi are ready to follow up with him, that they're not getting bumped out of the way, that they actually have the boost to meet him at that point. And because there's been a slight disconnect in that form of communication, a lot of that offensive presence has taken a back seat in these past couple of games.
Yeah, Mango has still been able to find some looks here and there, but like you said, the reinforcements is just a touch behind of what Mango is doing, right? A lot of that is because of the demos that Montreal has been able to find as well. Kiazi and Alim getting hunted right now on that back defensive side, right? Montreal doing a great job at finding those corner boosts, those full boosts as well, and keeping that out of the hands of Alim and Kiazi, right? They have to play catch up a lot of the time, and Montreal, with the offensive side clicking as well, it's hard for them to come off of these respawns, find these clears, and find boost on top of it.
Yeah, and I also think two of the goals that were scored, well, actually the only 2 goals that were scored by Montreal in that game, were not necessarily because of these like really flashy plays. It was more or less an error on the side of the Hornets.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly a better issue to have, is because I mean, yeah, it's, you know that you messed up, right? You can shake it off and go next, but you know how to fix it. You know what you need to do. You gotta literally shake it off. I see these guys getting up out of their seats. Kiazi's shadowboxing the monitor. I don't even know if we can display that. That's some kind of violence
just
right
don't,
there.
Just don't swing. Just don't hit it.
No.
Please, please.
That is a common thing in our esports program. I see a lot of players like shadowboxing their monitors before the match. I know our Overwatch tank player, Rain Dreamer, does that quite a bit too.
She does do that a lot. well, she'll come in the prod room like before match and just start swinging. I'm like, okay, all right, we got you.
You gotta get the blood flow to your hands, number one. Like, that's pretty important.
Of course.
It's functional and it gets it hyped up. Just don't actually hit anything. We are not condoning this kind of behavior.
Yeah. Do not hit your monitor.
That will, it'll be an expensive.
Then you gotta buy a new one.
I know.
And
you don't want to do that. Those
are
are not cheap.
250, 300 for like a good one.
I mean, we're college students. Where are we gonna get that kind?
Yeah, I got.
Like, what are we?
Maybe enough for cookout, and that's about it. As we hop into game number 5 here. Hopefully, it's a better note than the status of my finances, but hey, we'll
That's crazy. But we don't have a kickoff goal, so clearly nothing too crazy yet, huh? Oh, man. A little bit more in Montreal, though. Fred Stone. Got a vying for control within this midfield. We've had a game of ping pong over the center line so far, which it's not exactly the game that we're supposed to be watching, but it's the one Montreal and Shenandoah want to give us for the time being. This is no one has had the room to commit the bump onto Fred Stone, making sure that's impossible for Montreal. Shenandoah see the window. Kiazi with the tap up ahead, only flew on the save.
Fred Stone now trying to push it out of this corner. Mango receiving that one, has some boost, but Fabio in the air sending it the other way. Back over to SU's half of the pitch we go. Mango now getting aggressive, but Fred Stone back in time on that defense to find that touch, sending it up to the crossbar and preventing another flashy goal from SU's star player.
Oh, but the tip! Oh, that was the slightest, like, it hit, like, maybe, like, the tiniest pixel of his bumper that left it unreadable. You could tell Mango was ready for it, but that slight alteration, we said that Rocket League is a game of being able to react quickly, but you gotta be ready for, you just can't be ready for something like that.
I mean, yeah, that was just a great touch coming through from Fred Stone there. Now we see the Flu in the air trying to send it through to this corner. Will be able to do so, but won't be able to capitalize on anything just yet. Alim able to find that save, but again, you see SU on the back foot, trying to find these clears, but just struggling to transfer that into any offensive presence.
Oh, Fabio, another one on the backboard. Mango has some more coverage there. We're starting to see that strain come back on those defensive rotations, and it's going to start with the players themselves. Alim looking for some sort of breathing room, but Montreal have been very good about not overcommitting themselves so far. And we haven't quite seen them leave the back door open for the Hornets to find a spot to strike.
3 minutes now to go here in game number 5. Still plenty of time. 1-0 from Montreal. A clear in favor of SU. Maybe this is a moment to strike, but no. Another clear from Montreal back into that corner. They're just struggling right now to set up these offensive plays on the side of SU. They cannot find these angles because Montreal is just great on their rotations, able to find these angles, get back in time, and win a lot of these contests, but instead it's going to be Alim from up high, able to find the tying goal.
Mango was getting a little fancy with it on that carry. He wanted to do it all by himself, but Alim's like, you know, I'm going to give you a helping hand, buddy. I got you. Dark Alim is back.
Batman. Justice. I don't know if that's copyright, actually. I don't know if we can say that.
Yeah, I don't know if one, we could say that, or he would, if two, he would actually say that. If they win, maybe we can get him to.
Maybe we get a
gotta do
Batman clip from a limb, maybe on post-game interview if we go the distance. But instead, we find ourselves back on the defensive side of things. Mango with the save, the cross coming through off the post. Limb, patient, waiting for that one to land, but still a back and forth thus far. 2 to go here in game number 5.
Mango's been playing great, by the way. He's been all over this ball compared to the last couple of games. I guarantee he has the most touches out of anybody here right now. And while he's doing so much there, we got to find these team connections, because things like that, like Flu, we've seen Montreal set up these plays. Flu left it right in front, but no one was able to quite commit. And we've seen Mango do a similar thing for SU. Kiasi goes a little bit wide. He had so much power behind that hit, too. We'll make it up 4 with the demo. Limb tries to fake him out, but Fabio read his playbook.
Yeah, Limb going for that touch onto Fabio, but unable to do so. A great look, but just barely missing on that execution. But now we can see the offense starting to come alive here from SU. They're having some shots on goals. We see in their brains what they're thinking, going for some of these shots and these clears as well. A Limb as well, getting active on the offensive side of the ball here, trying to find crosses, setting up the teammates. But again, Montreal back to business, finding these clears, finding these touches, and keeping themselves in this game.
Just like how Montreal haven't been nearly as willing to commit to the offense, the Hornets, we don't get to see these double and sometimes even triple the touches out of the team so far. And especially when you're tied with this little time on the clock, you don't want to go for that play. Mango, an attempted solo carry. Kiasi can't quite hold the midline. There's 2 players on him, and he couldn't stop both of the touches. Now Flu with an open shot. Lens goes wide off the crossbar, and it'll be Flu to follow up on his own touch.
Yeah, I mean, a Limb in position again, it seemed, but just unable to get the car up in time. And then that's just Flu in position on that cross, on that goal line, just able to finish the job there. 38 seconds now left in game number 5. SU find themselves at a deficit 2-1.
Yes, you want to take this? Well, you got to break the curse. Montreal has scored first in these past 3 games, and so far have won 2 out of the 3. We'll have to find out if that result shall remain true. The Hornets got to make something of these next 20 seconds, but it's so hard when Fred Stone has excellent dribbling skills such as that. Fabio now on the recovery. Shenandoah can't get any elongated control on this ball. Mango, the ball dancing dangerously in front of the goal line, and it's up to one last-ditch carry, and Fred Stone isn't having any of it. Bounces off the corner, and it's going to fall to a stop. Montreal are at match point.
Match point indeed, a 2-1 victory. Another mishap for SU defensively, unable to find some of these crucial touches to keep that one tied up. But yeah, now it's just lives on the line, right? This is playoffs. You're on match point. You lose here, you are done. SU needs to win 2 in a row here to advance to grand finals. They will await the winner of Delaware Academy and Marywood, who is playing right now as well. So we'll have to see. This one might go the distance. SU, they looked a lot better offensively here coming into game number 5, but they just weren't able to hold on that defensive side of the ball.
This is so hard for SU too. Like, it's almost better to feel like you're getting beaten up in a game so that you can kind of fully refresh next round. You're like, okay, we did this, and this wrong. We can move on. But when the games are as close as this one, you're like, we had it. We were right there. Yeah. And then it just slipped right through your fingers in the last couple of moments. And Montreal have been making some stellar offensive plays, and even with the Hornets' consistent defense so far, you can't keep up with every shot. When you just get ball after ball berated down upon your net, you're gonna run out of boost, and eventually you run out of speed, momentum, and really the ability to block in general. And that's how Montreal have really been exploiting this defensive side.
Yeah, I mean, they've been all over it offensively, right? Montreal is just firing shot after shot after shot. It's so hard to keep up, like you say, as we hop in to game number 6. Flew again in the air, making some stuff happen, but not able to find the back of the net again. Fabio will win out the dribble. 1-0 first on the board, and
as we said,
I hate to say it, first scores have won every single game thus far.
If there's ever time to break that pattern. It's going to be here and now. The Hornets, they know what's on the line, and I know that they're doing their best to play it. It's just another game of Rocket League, and that's how you have to think about it. Taking things one step at a time. Unfortunately, you're going to have to take a second now with Montreal getting that early goal on the board. The Hornets want to take this pace back up to a 10. A limb, get to the Barry down to the back corner, but Mango losing out on that 50 means that Kiazi wants to push it up because all the other players have committed elsewhere. There's no one to help him.
Yeah, Kiazi just opting to take that one out to the corner. Mango in the air. They have a lot of these touches and are having this ball hover in front of Montreal's net, but they just don't have the boost to follow up on a lot of these approaches. Kiazi getting demoed as well certainly does not help. The pass almost connecting there with Mango, but just barely unable to catch up to that one. I mean, still, that 1-0 deficit, that's not something you want to see early in an elimination match like this one.
No, not quite, but we can tell that the Hornets, they know that Montreal have been able to find each other on the field. If they can manage to take a few pieces out of that successful equation, then perhaps there is a chance. They do take a while to get actual control of that ball, figure out the game plan, though. Everyone's responding to that tip. It's just a little bit high on the crossboard. There's the hard commit on the read, but just a little bit short. It's so hard to get your car that far that quickly.
Elim now with possibly another approach, but instead Fabio is able to win out on that one. Kiazi winning the 50-50 will take it the distance to see if he can do it, but no boost to their name makes it very, very difficult to follow up on a clear like that.
You know, Flu knows that Montreal has the lead, but would surely like to add an insurance goal onto that one. Fabio's been playing very defensively so far, knowing that a lot of the goals that Shenandoah have scored in these last couple games have been because these fast rotates happen, and you can't quite catch up to a ball that's already deep into your backfield there. All three players of Montreal, though, clustered in a corner, but a little bit of a collision out of Shenandoah. That slight bit of miscommunication will end the offense.
Now tossed up in the air, Kiazi with the follow-up, a wide open net. I mean, that's the 50-50, sending it sky high. I believe that collision was with Mango in that half field area, but yeah, tying it up 1-1. We can see the player cam. Mango, he's vocal. He's letting them know.
You got to hype him up. You have to at this point. The Hornets, your backs are against the wall. You started this game not on a great foot. So the fact that you just wiped that away entirely here and we have half the game to go, you might as well just get a full reset button going. And I can hear them. They're vocal. They're starting to calm more. They're like, okay, we can do this. The Hornets needed that goal for the sake of momentum, for the sake of their mentality to know that this is still winnable.
Yeah, we're tied up 1 apiece here, 2 to go. Kiazi winning for that one, but Flu instead able to find the clear. Mango back to receive that one. Trying to use that boost to win out on that 50-50, but unable to do so. Now it's Montreal's turn on the offensive side to see if they can make anything happen, but Mango instead will be able to push that one back over to Montreal's half of the pitch. The cross coming through, Kiazi off of that post, able to find that push to the corner, but still shots on goal coming through from Montreal.
Montreal are so good at keeping this ball in a shootable range, a constant threat to Shenandoah, and it's only these few breaks that you get. You have to make the most of that opportunity. Flu playing that back four darn near perfection and denying Kiazi that second tap off of the backboard read. Now in a battle for the midfield, it'll be one that Montreal have the better touch on. Mango breaking a couple ankles along the way, decides to go for the corner, a safer option, allowing Elim and Kiazi to get in a better spot, but it's all been Flu on this defensive side.
Yeah, Flu has been everywhere thus far for Montreal, offensively and defensively, just able to find all of these brilliant touches, these pushes back to the corner. Now we see Mango again in the air, flip reset, tossing it up, won't be able to find it. The follow-up from Elim on target, but again, Fabio in position. Mango again off of the corner, off of the wall. So many shots coming through from SU, but unable to find a goal.
Adrenaline spike out of Montreal. They didn't flinch at all, though, at that barrage of shots. Wonderful time to keep this game even as we head into these final couple of seconds. We end up in our third overtime where we have our final result. Either Montreal moving on to the Grands or Shenandoah forcing us to a game number 7. Flew and Gravio, a bit of a collision in the corner. Kiasi went back in to try to take advantage of it, but it was too late. Fredstone had a stronger hit on the clear, guaranteeing this one gets close, and that is the goal for Montreal, the one that could be the nail in the coffin.
Kiasi, not enough boost to get back in time to make contact with that ball. Fredstone able to loop around into that corner, find that goal. 14 seconds left now. Shenandoah, you gotta find something now to try to stay alive. Can they do it?
Last limb of the spring semester for the Hornets. If they can do anything, it has to come up now, and it's going to be in this sudden death scenario. 1 second, all Montreal need to do is force this ball to touch the ground. Fredstone keeping it alive just to dribble it away for the players, and that will go ahead and do it. Montreal are setting themselves straight to the NECC Division 4 Grand Finals.
Montreal able to come back from a 2-0 series deficit, and that offense started to click late. SU were just unable to find the answers defensively. Great stuff coming through there later on in the series as well from the Hornets, but just not enough to come out on top here tonight.
No, but I think that with Shenandoah, we saw how good they played in those first 2 games. Got a little bit of steamroll to game 3, but kept everything else close. And I think that's what really got to them in the end. They're like, we are so close. We know that we can beat this team, but when it falls so short every time, from the mental standpoint of a competitor, that's such a difficult thing to have to overcome. Yeah. And the fact that this came down to a final 14-second goal here, that is so tough to have to deal with, to know you have such little time to make something happen.
Yeah, and it hurts to see a decision coming through from Kiasi, trying to get that aggression. They saw that bump and were like, oh, maybe we can do something about it. But when you're not able to do something about that or off of that touch, then you're just a touch late to get back defensively to find that touch. And that's exactly what set up Fredstone on that goal in the end. So split-second decisions really make a difference in a series like this.
That's just Rocket League for you. Nothing is guaranteed because anything can change in just a flash, and we know Montreal are good. Yes, they're the 8th seed making it to the Grand Finals, but again, top 50 ranked right now within North America is an insane achievement, and we really saw that team kind of continue to grow exponentially as the series went on. Struggled in those first 2 matches. That's where the Hornets had every card in their play, but once they actually got going, there wasn't really much that could push them down. For the case of Shenandoah, this is a wonderful achievement for you. Making the semifinals in your division, top 4, you gotta be happy with where this ended up going.
Yeah, I mean, top 4's not bad, right?
No.
That is pretty good. I mean, you guys looked very good throughout the entire year, the entire season. And the growth, again, they've been playing for 3 years, 3 semesters here together. And they've only been able to improve, right? There's been steady growth for every single member. We have the 3rd place match coming on December 5th here, so we'll be going up against the loser of Delaware Academy and Marywood. So we'll have to see where that one goes. Maybe it's a top 3 finish.
Yeah. Hey, you already got top 4. Top 3 would be pretty dang cool to go along with that, of course. But we will have a long break before we get there, as Thanksgiving is approaching next week. So everybody will be off of school and off of esports as a result of that. And that game said December 5th, which is a Thursday. I want to say that's a Thursday because I have something on the 4th that's a Wednesday. That's how we tell things apart.
There we go.
Nailed it. We'll be back with Rocket League for you guys on December 5th with even more of our esports action to go. Hornets are happy with where they ended up. Well, I mean, you would have liked to make the Grand Finals, but this is still a great achievement for the team and a chance to fight for the 3rd place. That's going to do it for us here on the desk today, though. Ben, you ready to go ahead and send us off?
Yeah, I mean, that is it for us here today, right? We do have Smash Bros coming up, not next week, but it's going to be December 3rd. So 2 days before our December 5th 3rd place match here for Rocket League, we have some electric Smash Bros action. Varsity, I mean, they've been looking great all year, so tune in December 3rd as well if you want to see some high-level Smash Bros as well. So thank you so much for joining us. I've been Ben Kincaid, joined by Molly Denz, and we will see you next time.